So there were some key connections and support we received through the year. The United Nations Global Compact, she was here a minute ago, the anchor person. They provide access to over 12,000 members for us and enable us to tap into their network and the available resources provided by the organization. So in terms of those who are looking to make impact investments, we certainly have a pool of about 12,000 people who can go. There are some people, their motivation is not profit, and some of the models we're looking at call for impact investment, particularly in the deployment of infrastructure. So we'll be looking at UN Global Compact is going to give us a pool of connections that we can tap into. Then the United States Embassy Commercial Department was here. We hosted their commercial attaché, and she has put at our disposal a network of opportunities to progress our implementation plans, especially with regard to infrastructure development at grassroots level. And then we received corporate support from Beth King. We also received corporate support from Temple Management Company, Coronation Capital, and together all three of them ensured that we were able to co-host the interministerial technical session. We didn't bring shame. When ministry brought their money, we brought our money. Yes. That's the partnership. So moving forward, over the next 1 year, this is going to be our implementation work groups. And we're just saying this now so that we can get more support from far and wide, from all our members. This is a completely voluntary organization. Everyone you see that puts in the time here is not paid to do it. And so you can imagine the amount of time and resources that have gone in for 3 years at least. So on the private sector part, the Eminent Focal Group is leading. This whole implementation is based on the concept of what we are calling 3 I's and 1 P. Infrastructure, investment, incentives, and policy. The private sector part is what we are calling the implementation. It's made up of 2 of the I's. That's investment and infrastructure. And the public sector side, which is being led by the FMYSD, they've set up their own working group, and they are driving 1 I and the 1 P. They are driving policy and legislation as well as incentives. So the sports industry working group is taking off in January. It will be manned. The ministry is providing the space for the office, but the NESG is providing the workforce. But its core role is just to ensure that the 7 key ministries, particularly the Ministry of Industries, Trade and Investment, work together to deliver their side of the national sports industry policy and also deliver the basket of incentives that will enable Yaya, Obi, Moyo to go and collect all the money that's out there. And together, working hand in hand, they will develop the strategies and frameworks to meet the infrastructure gap, get our value chain development on the way, and get the money we need to put into what we need to do. So, over the next 10 years, that's the reform agenda. Reform, restructure, and reposition, harness economic and social potentials. Together, you get your industry policy and investment, you incentives, you get your investment and infrastructure, and we now deliver our industry. This is our, forget this leadership thing, this is our servant team. I don't know who wrote this thing. It's the servant team. So I lead the main team, but I also serve as the secretary to the Eminent Focal Group. Mr. Femi Abioye, please, if I call your name, just stand up so people know who you are. Mr. Femi Abioye acts as our consultant. We've got ourselves a set of twins. So I don't know who is who. So I look for wedding ring when I want to know. One is married, one is not. So when I want to address them, I say, I first look at the hand. Well, so this is now Tonte. Tonte is not married. Telema is married. So Tonte Davis and Telema Davis. They come up with the research we need to be able to provide information. We do. They make us look good. Then we have Adedamilola Adedotun. He's based in England and has been able to provide some really. And I woke up at 3:30. I woke up at 3:30 to address. I saw the request at about 11 p.m. And I said, I'm not going to deal with this now. So I woke up at 3:30. Okay, let me even write something. And Dr. Ikenna had done it. I said I should just put in the date and send it to the vice chair. That's what, and he writes, it tells you how it is. I write from an emotional point of view. He say, come, you ain't going to work. So this is how you should write it, and I've learned a lot. He brought me here when he felt I could add something to a sports group and remain eternally grateful. So that's what we've done this year, and I will call on our EFG chairman to quickly run through what we're going to do next year, at the end of which we will ask for even further commitments in terms of time, resources, and more availability. So thank you very much. You can sit here. We have to forgive our EFG chairman. The man decided he needed to take care of one small problem on his leg, and so he had surgery a while back. Yes, he had surgery.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Good morning. I welcome all of you here to this meeting today. I myself am a first-time visitor to the STIG to the STIG meeting. Thank you very much. I don't know what you want me to add to this because I think you have done most of the work. But I do want to thank Ikechi. She invited me here as well, the same way Ikenna invited her. And as far as teamwork is concerned, this is the Ferrari of teamwork. It's made my job pretty easy. And as a lawyer, I've done so much research in my life. I was thinking, wow, am I going to go through this process again? But these guys, they dish out this information in minutes, as in proposals, presentations, opinions, so it makes it pretty easy. So I also want to introduce my member, Obi Asika. I'm sure he's a well-known face. And Moyo Ogusende. She is small but mighty. Anyway, thank you very much. So let's just go to this one. So obviously, when you started about 9 months ago, I was wondering how our biggest concern then was seeing the minister. First of all, for 4 or 5 months, we couldn't really do much because we needed to at least have some contact with the minister. Of course, that took a long time before they were appointed. But obviously, immediately they were appointed and we met with him, everything just took a different turn entirely. So we're actually on fast forward right now. But most of the work they did before we met with the minister came in very handy. And so we have a work plan for next year. And I think everybody demands everybody's contribution, attention, and resources as well. And when I say resources, I mean cash. We need cash. There's so much to be done, but lots of cash is needed. So yeah, I don't want to go into all of this. Let me just go straight to I think you touched on all of this, haven't you? Let's go straight to the program for. Okay, so let's start with these outcomes. Of course, the SIAWG was inaugurated. Has it been inaugurated? Okay, was set. Okay, was set up, and we're hoping that in January, this will be set up. Of course, it comprises of members of the EFG and key members of the Ministry of all the ministries. What I don't know is whether we're going to have sub committees. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, so obviously we are going to work hand in hand to be able to fashion out this framework. And I think the most important thing beyond all of this is this policy incentives. Anyway, all along, like he mentioned earlier on, we have been working private sector on one side, government is on one side. So now we have a committee that helps harmonize what the two sectors are doing together. Of course, today we have signed off the MOU between the Ministry of Sports and NESG. Okay, no, interministerial. Okay, next month is the interministerial collaboration between the key ministries that were involved at the interministerial event, and that is education, health. Okay, and that's more than 6. That's more than 6. Digital economy. Okay.